Good morning, everyone, and welcome to GEG APAC Weekend Live Event. And this is the fifth run po ng ating GEG APAC Weekend Live Event. I'm Gary Garcia. I am your cherry staff for today, for this session. So, GEG is, ano po, no? Let me tell you first about GEG. GEG is a collaboration effort of Google educator groups around the Asia-Pacific region. Habang meron po tayong session dito sa Pilipinas, kasabay natin ang iba pang mga guro sa Asia Pacific na nakikinig din sa mga webinar sa kani-kanilang bansa, sa kani-kanilang lingwahe din. Meron pong webinar sa Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Hong Kong, India, Japan, at South Korea. At meron din pong session sa English. Ah, Ipa-flash ko po maya-maya yung link para po sa GEG APAC Connect, or you can Google it, GEG APAC Connect, and then you will see the Google Sites for the GEG APAC website. So let me introduce our first speaker. So our first speaker will talk about Hyperdocs. And this is intended for the beginner level. Kung marunong na po kayo ng Google Docs, ano po ba ang pwede niyong magawa? Iyan po ang focus ng ating session ngayon. And our speaker is Sir Mark Donald Bagsik. He is a GCE Level 1 passer and our GG Share Captain. So, let's welcome Sir Mark. Good morning. Kumusta ka na?
Good morning, Sir Gary. Thank you for that introduction. I'm doing well and healthy. Thank you for that.
Ayan. Very excited ako sa iyong session kasi Hyperdocs recently ko din siya natutunan kasi dati alam ko links lang ano ngayon ko anong links, pero I'm excited kasi
Yes.
ano ba magagawa natin sa links. So Sir Mark, go ahead, take it away.
Thank you, Sir Gary. Okay, so I would like to greet everyone a good morning, and I hope everybody is doing well and healthy for today. And I am here to start my session with Hyperdocs. Okay, so uh, I'm Sir Mark Donald P. Bagsik from SDO Pasay City, Apela Cruz Elementary School. And in this session, we're going to be oriented about what is a hyperdocs. Okay? How can we use the hyperdocs in 21st century education? And how does it help our lesson plans, our presentations to be easier? Okay? How can make use of our lesson plans, our slides easier? Okay, using Google Workspace for Education with the integration of Hyperdocs, and of course, the integration of Hyperdocs in distance learning with synchronous and asynchronous modality. Okay, so basically, a Hyperdocs is a lesson plan or a presentation linked, okay, or linked organizedly, or it's more on the organizing your lesson plan and your presentation through the use of hyperlinks. So it's not just like the old o yung ating kinagawian na we just send worksheets, okay? Yung old habit natin na, okay, this is our worksheet for today. I'm going to send the link, then answer the worksheet. In a Hyperdocs, there's more of engagement from the students, more interactivity prepared for the students using our lesson plans and our slide presentations. So it's suitable for a blended distance learning modality, especially we're experiencing the pandemic. So, uh, in a hyperdocs, it's not from every webinars, from every sessions that we attend. Okay, so in Hyperdocs, you're not
Uh,
going to be
Sir
introduced to another
Sir
app.
Mark, Mukhang
Yes,
within
sir.
the 30, the past 20 seconds, medyo nagka-problem yata tayo sa audio. So can you please repeat around the past 20 seconds na sinabi mo? Yun, medyo
Okay.
nagkaroon ng problem
So,
sa
sorry
audio.
for that, ano,
Thank you.
siguro it's a internet glitch. Okay, so
Yes.
going back, ano, sir. So, I'm introducing the Hyperdocs as not the uh, technology. Okay, I'm not introducing a new technology here, but in Hyperdocs, we're introducing how we can organize our lesson more, how we can maximize the use of a productivity tool, linking interactive materials and linking lessons that are engaging to students. So it's not about teaching you new applications for today. Okay, it's not about teaching you the next app to be used or a video editor or whatsoever. It will focus on having our lessons more organized. Okay, so it's about technology to teach, not to learn a new app or a new technology. Okay, so we should remember that in a hyperdocs, there are three, okay, important components. So in your lesson, you will be integrating this three. Okay, explore, explain, and apply. Okay, so what do we mean by this? Okay, so explore is you encouraging your students to step up and be engaged on the lesson. Ano? So as we learn later, we're going to immerse our students into the 21st century learning. Okay, especially the 5 C's of learning. So it's important that we make the integration of the three important aspects of a hyperdoc when creating one or editing or collaborating with someone using a hyperdoc. So there should be a section for explore, a section for explain, and a section where the students can apply what they have learned using real life problems or yung tinatawag natin na real world problems. Okay? Okay. So hyperdocs are transformative and interactive. Okay. So it's not the worksheet that we send and tell the students, okay, fill this up to be submitted today. Okay. In a hyperdocs, there are aspects and links, okay, with the use of hyperlinks where we can uh, engage them into simulations, give them the link to videos where they can give also their insights and feedback. So it's not the usual that they're just going to answer. It's important that the students are being engaged with the lesson. Okay. So being with a digital era, okay, so we maximize the use of technology. Yes, there are many applications, ano, but with just the use of a document, a slide, or a Google Sheet, okay, or a spreadsheet, ano, we can empower our lessons to be more than just a document, more than just a slide, more than just a spreadsheet, wherein we're going to provide the students the link or the avenue for them to be engaged with the lesson with various activities. So this is not just the yung ating tinatawag na yung naranasan natin ano nung start ng pandemic. Wherein all of us opt to use the video conferencing app, then that's it. We're just presenting the slide, then every day we talk about our lesson doon sa ating video conferencing app. So that's the old way. So ngayon na naka-adapt na tayo sa pandemic, there's uh, an organized way on we can share our lessons to our students, to collaborate with them, get feedback from them. and be engaged with our students using Hyperdocs. Okay? So, we also innovate our method in delivering the instruction. So, instead of the teacher does the talking most of the time, okay, with our organized Hyperdocs with the necessary links, is we can save time on the talking and more time on doing. Okay, more time for the students to be engaged, more time for the students to do the interactive activities that we have provided, and for the teachers more time to organize materials that can be worthwhile to our students. So we're not promoting here products. It's not just sabi ko nga I'm not here to promote anything or any application, new application to teach. We're going to use the simplest. Okay, because when we can do things easier, why make things complicated? So this is not just the usual Google product or productivity product. So we maximize the use of these productivity tools, just like Docs, okay, just like Google Sheets and Google Slides. So we will know that the Google Docs is not just for typing documents. Later on, you can see that your lesson plan can be linked to various learning materials where the students can be engaged and interact with them and get their insights real time through some activities during synchronous or asynchronous learning. Okay. So, Hyperdocs is suitable for the blended learning classroom, especially we're experiencing pandemic. It's really a good tool to be used lalo sa blended distance learning where we can really go face to face. Okay? So with our organized documents, with our organized lesson plan, organized slides, with a complete link and instruction, we can give our students the best way to learn and develop their own study habits. Because if we provide them the correct tools, an organized tool for them to learn with, they will be used to it as a routine. Okay? So it will become routinary na ando na yung engage, ando na yung apply, ando na yung explain na part ng ating lesson. So it will be more of the routine for them to have this immersive learning opportunity or learning experience that we're going to provide using what we call hyperdocs in learning. So it's not just consuming the students' time na nakababad lang sila doon sa ating Google Meets na we do the talking for 25 minutes or an hour. So with the use of Hyperdocs, we can give them complete instructions, then let them be engaged with the learning material, which is a Hyperdocs na all in one. They can be engaged, they can learn from the explain session, and they can explore. Okay, so that's the benefit of having a Hyperdoc. Okay, so in a hyperdocs, it's not just a hyperlink. Okay? So sabi ko nga, uh, making our lessons more organized, making our slide presentations a complete package. It's not just the usual that in our video conferencing sessions, we send them links of video presentations. This time, we organize the lesson, we organize the flow of the lesson with complete instruction of what they're going to do with the video. After they watch, what are they going to do? Are they going to give insights or are they going to share something after they watch the video? Then later on the explain part, they will be directed to a link where they can express themselves, collaborate with their co-students or classmates, And on the third phase, where we have them uh, with the real world problems, where they will be immersed into the application of what they have learned into real life. Because it's important that we engage our students to experience how they can do critical thinking, integrating what they have learned into real world problems. That way, we're developing learners who are equipped with the 21st century learning skills. So, okay. So, with the hyperdocs, okay, so within the document, we embed everything that they need to learn, everything that can be useful within the lesson. We do not put links that are unnecessary because it will just make a long document, or it will just expose the students to slide presentations that have too many sections. So the purpose of a hyperdocs is to make the lesson concise and organized. Okay? So gone are the days that we have too many pages for the presentation. Gone are the days that we have a document for the lesson that's too long, na yung attention span ng ating students ay wala na pala doon sa ating itinuturo. Okay? So just imagine uh, if we stagnate our students, we just read this. Okay? Write your answer on this. Okay? Come to think of it, are they going to have critical thinking? That's the big question. Okay? How are you going to keep your students' interest within the lesson? By making them engage with the lesson, putting interactive activities, putting engaging activities where they can collaborate with their peers, share ideas, and will not be afraid to express themselves. Okay? Yung tinatawag nating student's voice. Okay? Na mapapansin natin minsan sa video conferencing, yung student natin hindi nagsasalita. But once we shared a hyperdocs where that student can express his or himself, makikita natin, ay, may maganda palang idea itong aking mag-aaral na ito. Wherein, we were able to practice inclusivity within our classroom. Na yung shy type nating student is unti-unti nating bubuksan yung kanyang sarili to be more expressive when it comes to sharing within the class through the use of hyperdocs. Okay, so it's not the usual anymore. We're just asking them to okay, open your mic, chat your answer. Within the hyperdocs, they can comment on their work, and they can also give suggestions for the lesson. Okay, if the students are somewhat uh, having a hard time, the students within the document can now collaborate with peers and also practice feedback mechanism with us, their teachers. Okay, so it's important in a classroom that we practice feedback. It's really vital, and we really need to know the voice of our students. Kasi mamaya, we're too busy giving them activities na yun pala information overload na sa kanila, na they need more time pala to accomplish the task that we have given. So it's really important sometimes, or not sometimes, but most of the time, that we listen to them about their feedbacks on the lesson that we taught. Okay, and the learning materials that we have given them. So once we get used to making hyperdocs, we will develop 21st century ready students where they can practice critical thinking during class by giving their ideas. Okay. after the lesson, uh, integrating what they have learned through real life problems, and being immersed into the experience of having to be linked to necessary activities that are worth their while, or really interactive activities that are really important with the lessons. Okay, just like when you're teaching uh, human anatomy, let's say the skeletal system. Okay, uh, you can have your slides be linked with a site or an app where the students can really manipulate the skeletal system. So that way, they can do simulation. Ito pala yung part na yun. Okay? They can be immersed into the real appearance. Aside from linking videos, okay, where they can just watch, is have videos that have the capability to make them answer questions. Okay? So it's not the uh, usual that we just send them videos, then watch this. Okay? What's next after that? We need to send them videos where they are going to be engaged as well. Okay? There will be guide questions. It's important that when we share videos, we also guide our students. Okay? And do some questions and or question and answer portion, either if it's asynchronous or synchronous. Synchronous during video conferencing, asynchronous, give them guide questions. So, para hindi masabi ng students na, ay, sinend lang ako ni ma'am or ni sir ng link for the video. Then after that, paano kaya malaman ni ma'am and ni sir na pinanood ko yung video? Okay? One way is making a hyperdocs where you're going to provide them with guide questions where they can answer on that same document. They can annotate, or yung tinatawag natin ngayon sa 21st century na inking era, na the students can uh, draw, the students can express themselves with our documents by annotating on it. Okay? They can express themselves through our PDF, where they can annotate on our PDF. Okay? There are various links and sites and applications where we can link using our Hyperdocs that can encourage the students to the inking. Okay? Or the inking ability where they can express their 21st century skill. Okay? Next is creativity. Sabi ko nga sabi nila na ay applicable lang naman yung technology sa major subjects. Not knowing that creativity and arts can really be practiced as well. Okay? Uh, Not everybody is aware that there are applications, and mismong yung basic productivity tool natin can be a platform for arts. Not everybody know that you can draw in Google Slides, okay, using shapes, okay, basic shapes on your Google Slides. Okay, not everybody know that you can crop your graphics within the slide, okay, or organize graphics within a docs. Okay, so basically, you can still practice creativity kahit yung ginagamit lang natin is the basic productivity tools. But of course, sabi ko nga this is not just the normal productivity tool, not the uh, old ways of typing just the documents, old ways of just presenting the slide. But now we organized it into links wherein the students can click those links and be engaged and practice interactivity, okay, give their insights, give their comments, okay, and be responsible with their own work, okay? And through Hyperdocs, okay, it also improves communication within the classroom. Why? Kasi sabi ko nga, in a Hyperdocs, mismong si students can give their comments within the document, within the slide. We provide them the link or the avenue so that they can give us feedback mechanism. Okay? So in Google Slides and in Google Docs, not everybody know that you can comment on somebody's work. Okay? So within the Hyperdocs, as you organize your slide and docs, you can enable that functionality of your document or your slide where the students can give their comment on a certain instruction. Kasi mamaya, hindi pala naintindihan ni student yung instruction or masyado palang mataas yung level ng binigay nating instruction kay student. Ano. So it's important that we give them their voice to give us the feedback, okay, on our lesson, how we deliver our lesson. Did they enjoy? How did they feel for today? Especially nasa pandemic tayo, ano? Some students are feeling down. It's important that we ask our students about uh what are they feeling right now? Are they comfortable with the learning environment? So it's really important to be immersed with good communication to our students. And the Hyperdocs will give us the avenue for that. Ano. And we can also send them links of the video conferencing. So, mas kagaya na nga rin ano, yung sa Google Classroom natin, di ba nakita natin? It's the integration of a Hyperdocs where the link for the Google Meet is already there. It's inside the Google Classroom. So it's just like the same concept of the Hyperdocs, wherein all the buttons are in already included within our organized slide, organized spreadsheet, and organized document. Okay. So another is collaboration. Okay, so collaboration is not just between uh, teacher to teacher. Okay, it can also happen within students. So once we provide them a document, okay, it's good in Google Workspace for Education, especially Google Doc, that students can work all at once at the same time. Okay, they can see themselves working on the same document. They can communicate on that document. Okay, and they can collaborate on a work, okay, on that document. If there's something to be improved within that document, if there's a new idea or a better way of answering that activity, all that can be practiced using the Hypertalk. Okay? And last, okay, within the 5C is character, or what I call the digital or citizenship, okay, or digital citizenship. What's digital citizenship? It's the responsible way of using technology. Okay? It's the responsible way of using the internet. Okay? So sabi nga natin ano, be internet awesome. Sabi natin sa Google ano. And we will have another session for that on being uh, internet awesome dito sa ating GGA Patana. And it's important that the students learn how to share things properly, okay? How to communicate with their peers properly, okay? Proper courtesy with the teacher, okay? So that you will not end up having issues when it comes to data privacy. Okay? You don't want your students giving you insights or feedbacks that are unruly. Okay, so from the beginning, you should set the tone in your class. Okay, na the students is familiar with the boundary between the teacher and the students. And the boundary as well when it comes to the privacy of the teacher and the privacy of the student. So, makita natin who can only view, okay, your documents, who can only view your slides, who can edit your document, who can edit your slides. You can customize that using your Hyperdocs. Okay? So the sharing option, you need to orient your students. Ano? If it's a slide, a document, you need to orient your students to only share the work to persons who are intended for that certain document and for that certain slide. Okay, so you will not end up breaching data privacy. Okay, so if it's only intended for a students that is remediating, share that activity or hyperdocs to that students. But if it's intended for the entire class, is you can share it to an organized LMS, which is our Google Classroom, where we can send it to the entire class with a complete link inside our hyperdocs. Okay? So it's really vital that we organize or we use our creativity. We sometimes need to think outside of the box in creating our lesson especially with the use of technology. It really empowers us to uh, give our students the best experience of the lesson through interactive presentations, through better communication, better collaboration, and practice critical thinking and creativity within the objective of our lesson. Okay? And of course, don't forget about our digital citizenship, which is really vital, lalo ngayon na meron naman tayong batas dyan, which is the data privacy. So our student needs also to be responsible when it comes to using the technology. Likewise with the teachers, we should be responsible also on what we share, what link do we include in our hyperdoc. Okay? We need to filter. Hindi porket nakita natin search tayo sa search engine or sa YouTube and yun yung unang lumabas is yun na agad yung ating pipiliin. Of course, screen your learning resource first. There might be content na hindi appropriate for that certain grade level. The explanation might be too deep for that certain grade level. So you need to assess, okay, the right materials to be included within your hyperdocs. Kasi minsan we're too excited in creating the lesson masyado tayong na-amaze sa technology within the use of there meron na ngayon virtual reality, augmented reality, not realizing hindi pala applicable within that grade level. So we just made the lesson complicated. We need to know the parts of the lesson that needs to be included within the link. Okay? So it's really advisable that you only link parts of the lesson that is applicable for your students and is suitable for your objectives. So it's important that every educator should know that. Okay? So moving on, uh, once you get used to creating hyperdocs, so sabi ko nga, 'di ba? Uh, it's not a new app. It's just the same Google Docs, the same Google Slides, the same spreadsheet. What's different is just organizing those documents or productivity tools with the inclusion of correct activities or linked activities, linked applications, linked videos, having the opportunity to communicate within that certain document. Okay, so it's a vital tool in implementing synchronous and asynchronous. And if you can do it at the same time, or what we call the bisynchronous, yung tinatawag nila na bisynchronous, it can be better. Because not every students have the opportunity to learn uh, with us sometimes na real time. Most students, let's be realistic, hindi lahat tayo ay may kagandahang internet connection. So some students tend to do it asynchronously. So it's it's a good way na the material or the hyperdocs that we presented sa ating synchronous session is also available, okay, to our asynchronous students. So that way, we promote equality or education really for all. Because providing the experience of learning with the synchronous to the asynchronous students is promoting the idea of no one should be left behind. Okay? And you can also have the option to save your hyperdocs within flash drives, okay, for offline use if your resources link are offline. Okay, you should remember that. But of course, if the resources linked to that hyperdocs is online, siguro kahit hindi araw-araw, come to think of it, just provide a hyperdocs that is complete for the week. Okay? Actually, you can use also a calendar na makikita nyo that you can put links of what they will do for the day. Okay? Okay? Let's say Monday, you will have video conferencing. Tuesday, you have the link for the simulation or activities, no video conferencing. That is possible. Okay? That's a hyperdocs. Okay? So organizing your sessions, organizing your activities, organizing your lesson for the day, or you can also organize it for the week. Okay? Remember, uh, you should empower yourselves. You should empower your co-educators. Institution should be open-minded to empower their educators and to really be open to access for all. So imagine araw-araw, let's say araw-araw kayong nagvi-video conferencing. Can all students adapt on that? Not everybody have the opportunity to have access to good internet connection. But if you will make use of a hyperdocs and you organize the activities within a calendar, this is what you do on Monday. Tuesday, we're going to do video conferencing. This is what you do next on a Wednesday. Okay? Thursday, this is the simulation. Okay? So they don't need to really be wasting time. Minsan, we're just wasting time kasi minsan they are attending the video conferencing but not knowing hindi nila naiintindihan. Why? Because from time to time, students get disconnected. And they'll just tell you, Sir, pakiulit, Ma'am, pakiulit, na-disconnect po ako. So there's really disruption when it comes to the continuous learning within the session. So it's important that in a hyperdocs, we give the opportunity, okay, to be immersed to the synchronous modality, but at the same time, providing the way that that material can also be used during asynchronous learning. So there's really education for all and equality among students. So hindi lang si synchronous ang mag-e-enjoy sa paggamit ng learning material which is the hyperdocs, but also the asynchronous students can have the experience na naranasan din ni synchronous using the engaging activities that we have provided within the session. Okay? So, ito nga yung sinasabi ko. So, during synchronous, you can do video conferencing. You can do text-based, voice. Okay? So, because in synchronous, you can do 3. Okay? You can have a video conference or you can just call. Okay? Yung walang video or voiced instruction lang. Okay? Next is the text-based, which is chatting. Okay? And in asynchronous naman, yung voice natin is mako-convert natin into video recordings we can link video or voice recording. Okay, so there's a counterpart. Okay, you can pre-record yourself. Okay, just like our video lessons that are pre-recorded. So the need really for the synchronous is case to case, depending on the access of the student. Okay, we can force things. Okay, we can really have the students give what they don't have. Okay, if they don't have the internet at that time, it will not hinder them. With the use of a Hyperdocs, we can include the recorded session nung ating naging synchronous Yung link nun pwede nating i-insert sa ating Hyperdocs so that yung mga estudyante na walang internet nung mga panahon yon, I can still cope up within the lesson. Okay? And we can also do voice record. Okay? And that voice record is pwede nating i-insert doon sa ating document, and also we can comment sa Google Docs kasi pwede na ngayon yan with the use of mode, yung extension. Now we can comment on a certain part of a document and a certain part of a presentation. So having synchronous and asynchronous is very much a good tool, okay, with the Hyperdocs. So it's really a unique feature of a Hyperdocs where the experience of being synchronous can also be experienced with the asynchronous session. Okay? So, things to consider. Okay? First is the schedule. So, sabi ko nga, not everybody can attend a synchronous schedule. So, we really need to take into consideration the schedule of our students. Okay? And ano lang yung screen time nila, we should follow that. Kasi beyond that, wala na rin yung attention span ng students. Okay? Sabi ko nga, yung topic din. Okay? Is it appropriate? Are the activities included appropriate? Okay? Next is device. Yung device ba ni students is makakasabay dun sa nilink natin, yung pala 3D. Okay? And yung device ni student ay hindi ganon ka-advanced and hindi niya ma-play. So, hindi niya may experience yung ganong learning experience. Okay? Next is internet connection. So, let's think of our students. Sabi ko nga kanina, not everybody have good internet connection. So, in scheduling, okay, in providing them the document, we should consider the internet connectivity, whether they should be appropriate for synchronous or asynchronous. Of course, parent involvement. Okay? Students needs to be guided. Okay? Lalo sa distance learning na hindi naman natin katabi yung mga students. Okay? And na-discuss ko na ito kanina, data privacy. It's really important para hindi rin po mapahamak tayo as educators at hindi rin mapahamak yung ating mga estudyante on the things that we are sharing. Okay, we need to screen that. And we need to have a learner management system that is secured and user-friendly. Just like our Google Classroom, where we can share our Hyperdocs, okay, slides, okay, Google Docs, and spreadsheet. Okay, so this is an example, nung week long. Okay, so it's a calendar format for the week long. So makikita kung ilang minutes lang sila, ano yung gagawin nila during that time, ano yung gagawin nila for the day, if it's synchronous or asynchronous. Okay? So let me end my session by giving you this quote by Leonardo da Vinci. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Remember that the lesson is not run by the technology or how complicated the application is. It's how you make that productivity tool worthwhile. Kahit document lang yan, kahit slide lang yan. If you organize it properly, provide the necessary links using a Hyperdocs, that is a vital tool towards quality education. So with that, Thank you for listening my session. Ano, and I hope you enjoyed my session for today. And I hope you learned something from me. Okay, so I have included my learning resource dito sa ating StreamYard link. Ayan na, ipinapakita sa ating screen. And I would like to
Yes.
thank GEG Philippines and GEG South Manila and GEG APAC for giving me this opportunity to be able to share my expertise and my knowledge within
Yeah.
Hyper. Thank you,
Thank
Sir
you,
Gary.
sir. Thank you, Sir Mark, for a very substantial, very fruitful session. Ano? Kasi, yun, ako, sabi ko na kanina, alam natin hyperlinks lang siya. Pero ano ba magagawa nun? It's good that you have really enumerated kung ano yung advantage ng paggawa ng isang hyperdocs. At naisip ko rin, hindi lang naman siya limited sa hyperdocs. Pwede rin siyang
Yes, sir.
hyperslides, di ba?
Yes,
Or
sir. And also
hypersheets, di ba?
calendar.
Oh, yeah. So kasi it's the link that matters and what we have
Yes.
provided in the link. Gusto ko yung mga sinabi mo kanina na we give our students a venue to step up and be responsible, ano? And it's also a time saver for us. So we can
Yes,
entertain more queries kapag nasa synchronous class tayo, and it is parang hindi tayo mapapagod kasi we have
yes, sir.
more energy to deal with the inquiries than explaining a lot of things. Yung sabi mo nga, save time in
Yes.
the talking, more time in doing. Ayan. So we
Yes,
have to
sir.
make things simple. Ganyan nga, hindi yung ginagawa ko na minsan yung mag-record na para hindi na ako magsasalita ng
Yes,
paulit-ulit kung 5 section ang hawak ko, no? It saves you a lot of time and then you have more time to entertain students' queries. And you can make the class engaging, ano? Yan, gusto ko yung sinabi mo, let's make things let's not make things complicated. Make things simple. Yan. Maraming salamat, Sir Mark. Ano, tingnan natin. Ayan. So, thank you, Mel, for the. Can you drop the resources link in the chat? Okay, sure, I will. Because Mel is not a Filipino. She's from Mel. Can you tell us where you're from? Okay. So, maraming salamat sa lahat ng nanonood natin. No? So, let me copy. Sir Mark, would you like to say something while I'm copying the link? No.
I would just like to greet my co-educators in SDO Pasay. A good day. Kamusta po kayo? Especially sa aking school head, Sir Tirso Gali from Abela Cruz Elementary School. Hello po.
Oh,
Sa akin po
ayan.
mga kasama. Hello po.
So, ayan. So, Miss Mel is from, she's an Australian, but she's in Colombia. So, welcome to the GG
Good
Philippines.
morning, Miss Mel.
Ayan. Ayan. So, and welcome to everyone. Maraming salamat. We have a lot of viewers right now, and we have a lot from Pasay, from, I think, your colleagues. Ayan. So please make sure to fill out the evaluation form. We will be giving you, we will be providing a certificate for those who attended, and the form will be open until 11:15. So it's also in the chat area. Please make sure to visit the link. Okay. So, Sir Mark, any last word from you before we end this session?
So, as I've always uh, highlighted, it's not about learning new apps. Okay? Gone are the days na masyado nang nakur tayo or we became complicated with learning new apps. It's about time that we go back to the basics and organize our lessons. So we can really uh, be the light for quality education. So thank you,
Yeah.
Sir Gary, and thank you, everyone.
And thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you. I hope you learned a lot. Stay tuned for our next session at 11 o'clock. It will be 11 minutes from now. So, ginagawa namin po ito para sa bayan. Po, maraming salamat. Paalam.
Thank you. Bye po.